Welcome to the Spoken Studio, the centerpiece of content generation on Spoken. We've reimagined how novelists and storytellers of all types can create, publish, and share audio versions of their writing. For the first time in human history, you can upload, analyze, narrate, and self-publish an entire novel-length audiobook in a single sitting using voices that are selected specifically for your narrators. Do you write short-form, nonfiction, folk tales, poetry, alien vampire crossover romance? There's something for everyone. Let's take a look at how it works. From our Create workflow, you can bring your project online by uploading existing audio, a written manuscript, or copy and pasting your text. If you're just looking to play around and see what Spoken can do, feel free to clone a project to take Spoken Studio for a test drive. Once you've uploaded your work, our sequential AIs will confabulate the text. And yes, confabulate is a word. What this means is that we will analyze the text for story, genre, summary, and safety. Every piece of work is a little bit different, and Spoken uses a comprehensive analysis to best prepare and categorize your writing. You can change them if any of these elements isn't quite right. Note that for longer works over 20,000 words, there's some specific text we need added to your manuscript to properly segment the writing into its individual installments or chapters. Don't worry, if this is you, there's a pop-up that will help you through it. Project Manager is the first of 4 key steps in publishing with Spoken Studio. Once you've confabulated your text, you'll find a generated summary of your work, along with channel tags and comparables, all of which can be edited either at the final step or anytime later. You can also manage the title of your project and edit or reorder the individual installments or chapters for longer works. If we detected a character-driven story, you'll be asked to choose the type of narration you'd like to generate for your story. For scripts or screenplays, we automatically create a multicast table read, while for non-character-driven stories, you'll choose a single narrator, and for romance, you'll be able to use our duet narration, choosing a different narrator by chapter. Single narrator is fairly straightforward. One voice reads all your text, including the dialogue for each character. Where Spoken Studio is truly revolutionary, however, is in our multi-character, multi-voice narration. MCMV lets you cast unique voices for every character or speaker in your work. We're going to select MCMV for tutorial purposes, and then we click Make Passages. Passages are the bread and butter of Spoken Studio. It is where we work with our text, assign passages to different characters, and fine-tune other aspects of the vocal performance. More on this in just a moment. As our passages are generated, Spoken Studio's AI identifies the individual speakers or characters in the work. It may take a minute or two to complete that analysis. We can track the status with the progress bar at the top of the page. While Spoken tries to automatically merge the same character from different ways the character is referenced, it may be necessary for us to manually do so. Say, for example, in Dracula, there's Van Helsing, Dr. Van Helsing, and Abraham Van Helsing. By selecting Merge Characters, we can tell Spoken Studio that these 3 names are one and the same and assign a single voice for that individual. Now on to choosing voices. If we click on Assign Voice, a whole new slew of options come up, and there's some truly revolutionary technology at play here. At the top, we'll notice an AI-generated description of our narrative style or character. Based on that description, we'll be suggested top-match voices that fit the character, tone, or genre from our existing and ever-growing voice library. But didn't we say something about custom voice? We certainly did. By selecting our experimental custom voice feature, we'll be offered the opportunity to create a distinct voice based on our unique character. Spoken Studio will generate the prompt based on the description of our character, but we have total control of the prompt and how that voice is crafted. It's important to understand that Spoken is in beta, and artificial voice is an emerging technology, so a little trial and error might be necessary to get that perfect performer. Once we have a prompt that we like, we tell the studio to generate 3 new samples, and it generates 3 new samples. We can play these back, and they will read passages from our writing in the new character's voice. Don't love it on the first try? Simply hit Generate 3 new samples, and we'll get brand new ones to work with. We can generate or tweak the prompt as many times as we need. Once we've found a voice that we love, click on it, and then go to the Select This Voice button on the next page. It's worth noting, and awesome, that once we select a voice, it is saved to our library as a personally owned voice, available for future exclusive use. When we click Select This Voice, Spoken saves my progress and then displays the next reader that needs to be cast. Repeat this process until everyone has a voice, and Spoken will automate the rest. We're going to select Manage Passages, and it will take us to the Passages tab. To the extent that you need to proof or update your narration, this is where the work gets done. As we go through our different installments, we'll see that Spoken Studio assigns the passages automatically to the appropriate speaker. We can manage passages by editing the text, deleting it, or separating them, and even change the character assigned to a passage. Use line breaks to separate passages, or backspace to remove the line break to combine passages. We can also fine-tune the pauses and volume levels of the performance here. One incredible feature we have is the ability to speak it, where we can dictate the reading in our own voice, using our own microphone, but the character's voice will come out the other end, narrating according to our recording. Simply click on the text of a passage to start editing, and once we're happy, either click the X or the color indicator just left of the passage. The color lines to the left of the passage indicate which character they are assigned to. These colors correspond with the different characters in the Voices tab. We can choose to go back and edit our passages at any time, updating them individually, or performing all our work and then narrating them in a batch. Once our passages are ready, it is time to make Spoken. This means that the studio is narrating the individual passages of our work. Track progress with the bar at the top. The longer the piece, the longer the narration is going to take, but in mere moments. All our passages are narrated and we are ready to finish up in the final publish step. This final step is where we will be able to add our own cover artwork and confirm any description tags and genre that were pre-filled by our AI analysis. Spoken is here to support us, and while AI gives us an exceptional array of tools to bring our work to life, we are committed to helping writers maintain control over the end result. When we're good to go, hit Publish. Note that we can adjust privacy settings, similar to other content platforms, to make our work private, public, or unlisted. When our work finishes publishing, it is live and ready for us to share. Users on Spoken can use the link to listen to the entire audiobook, leave reviews, or share with friends. It's that simple. And this is only the beginning. You, along with a growing number of other talented authors, are making history with the innovative technologies you're using to publish your work here on Spoken. We invite you to join the conversation about Spoken with fellow creators on Discord and Reddit, and follow us at spoken.press on other social channels to keep tabs on new releases, new features, and all things Spoken. Spoken. Help storytellers tell stories.